Welcome back to Punch Truck Nerd, the podcast where three friends, three amigos, three bambinos come together to talk about nerd shit. My name is Luis Gonzalez, and with me is
Miguel Sanchez
and Ed Bull.
That's right. And today we're going to talk about Super Bowl trailers. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? Huh?
I fucking did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. We all did. The whole world saw the Super Bowl. So we're going to talk about trailers today. We're going to talk about what we're into. We're also going to talk about some news, which is I think the best way to kick this podcast off is talk about some news. In fact, I'm not even going to talk about some news. I'm going to talk about some rumors.
Ooh,
Miguel, you brought up this rumor in our chat.
Oh.
You want to spill the beans here?
Yeah, let me get into it. First off, I love gossiping, you guys. I love this. We should start every episode like this, okay? I sent a thing in the chat earlier today, and you guys had kind of a big reaction. I said, hold on, I want to talk about it later. Guys, the rumor for Ed, right? It's not official yet. But, you know, HBO's been casting for the new Harry Potter TV show, okay? And the rumor today is John Lithgow is in talks. He's signing the papers. He's about to be, allegedly, Dumbledore. Guys, this would be like the first actor in a while, the first actor ever for the Harry Potter series that's not a British actor, right? Like an English actor.
Has anybody else been announced to be in the show?
No, not yet. Yeah. But still, if you think about all of the movies, they were all they were all English actors. It wasn't like there was Daniel Radcliffe wasn't coming from Minnesota, and they said put on the accent. You know,
right?
No, they only started incorporating American characters with Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, and we know how that went. Woof.
Yeah.
So you guys, John Lithgow, hey, a prolific actor. You know, absolutely just tremendous. He shows up, he shows out. I think top 10 actor of all time. You guys felt another way though.
If this is true, I'm already like going out the
This is the one. I feel like there's way worse casting. There's way worse casting. Let me tell you this, Pedro Pascal's been cast in fucking everything in the world. I think John Lithgow could do this fine. In Interstellar, John Lithgow and Michael Caine, they have like one scene together, okay? And it's when they're talking about and where he is right now, he's going to be passion by shattered. You know,
that's pretty good. Yeah,
thank you. That could be better. It could be better. I'll keep working on it. But that's the scene, right? And he's like, "Well, she's already making fools out of her teachers. She might as well make fools out of you." You know what I mean?
Yeah. See that performance can't be for Dumbledore.
Yeah. Well, that was, but believe it or not, that was one character that he's only ever done. Okay. I'm just saying. No, sorry. Let me get back to my question. Him and Michael Caine. You know what I mean? Just like top. First off. Take a step back. 10 years ago, Michael Caine got cast as Dumbledore. Would you guys buy it over John Lithgow?
Yes.
Yeah, I would. I think I would.
Yeah, I would. Actually.
Could you imagine him?
I'll just Harry,
come here. Harry, sit down.
That's so good.
What are you doing? All right.
You made a mistake coming back here, Tom.
What you mean you don't like Hermione? Let us know down below, okay?
How stupid that is.
You know what? That's called that's a leading. You know what I mean?
leading the witness, Your Honor.
You're coloring the opinion.
Yeah, I'll do that scale thing on Instagram. I'll be like, how stupid is this idea?
You know what? Fine. If we get engagement off it, fine, Ed. Just let us know down below. Click the poll, okay?
Word.
All right, Miguel brought that rumor, but Ed, you actually have some real news for us, right? What? I'm just saying that's a rumor and this is news.
Okay.
All right.
Is it not?
No, we'll talk. Let's talk offline, okay?
Okay.
About how we intro things.
What? That's not a good segue?
No, you made me look like dog shit all of a sudden. You were like, anyway.
It was a great discussion. It was a starter to the podcast.
It was a great discussion. It was stupid, but it was great.
You can't have a better spot on the podcast except for the number one spot, and you got it.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the fake news segment, and now this is the real news segment.
That's right.
Hey guys, welcome back to Punch Truck Nerd.
All right, so guys, we already did our most anticipated movies of the year, but I did not know I would be anticipating a Wes Anderson movie this year. We just found out that his next movie, which is entitled The Phoenician Scheme,
of course,
is due to come out May 30th.
Damn!
Yeah, this summer. So it's funny that he's taken a turn into summer movies. I feel like his last couple of movies have been summer releases, and I just feel like that's an odd time.
You guys know how like
he's like ripe for fall, winter.
Do you guys know when like Adam Sandler started dressing in like basketball shorts and over baggy t-shirts? You know what I mean? Maybe that's like the Wes Anderson.
Wasn't
era.
that like since birth?
That's like the era we're in now. He's like, you know what? Let's just go to summer. I just want to I just want to shoot a movie and like chill on an island.
Sure, yeah. In Italy or something.
Well, it's funny you mentioned because I did forget he was making a movie because he won believe his first Academy Award last year for Best Short. And they were like, well, Wes Anderson isn't here. He's filming a movie. So on to the next category.
Yeah.
He didn't even bother to show up for the Oscars. He was like, no, I'm making movies.
Then if it's not a long one, I'm not showing up.
Yeah. So the Phoenician Eagle. What's the Phoenician Eagle about?
The Phoenician Scheme.
Read a fucking book, okay?
All right, Brad, break me down. What does Phoenician mean, huh?
It's a Phoenician.
Yeah. What is the scheme that is Phoenician?
I assume it's a scheme that is set around Phoenicia.
Okay.
Hence the Phoenician. Or maybe, like, knowing him, it's probably just like the name of a hotel.
It is a bird.
Or something.
It's a phoenix.
It's a phoenix, yeah.
Okay.
A Phoenician. All right. So there's not a lot out about what it's about, but it's said that it's an espionage film centered around a strained father-daughter relationship and the moral gray area that surrounds them.
Oh,
I don't know which ones the father and daughter duet are, but the cast for this film includes Benicio del Toro, Michael Cera, Bill Murray, Maya Threppleton, Riz Ahmed, Tom Hanks, Benedict Cumberbatch, Scarlett Johansson, Charlotte Gainsbourg, Rupert Friend, Willem Dafoe, Bryan Cranston, Antonia Desplat, Imke Bukel, Imad Martin. I'm fucking these names up. I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
Jamie Furkick, Tonio Arango. Love that. Aisha Samuel and Sabine Holwick.
Holy shit. I was like, man, I can't wait till the cast announcement comes out. You just dumped like 20 people on me.
That is
this thing.
The most Wes Anderson cast, by the way. Like, shout out.
Yeah, 100%.
You know
I thought you were going to list me 3 names, and then I was going to come in with a hot take of like, oh yeah, and Willem Dafoe. And then later down the line, 7 names later, you name him.
This whole list. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I got carried away.
No, it's good. I was actually excited to see what the cast was going to be. I'm going to be pretty much not looking at anything for this movie. That's what I usually do for Wes Anderson. Like, he's just a filmmaker where he's got a movie. I don't need to see anything. I'll be there. Quentin Tarantino, I don't need to see it. I'll be there.
You're going to show up.
I'm just going to show up. I like that it's a heist movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I like that because he's been doing a lot of espionage. Yeah. He's been doing a lot of like anthology type of materials. Let's just do one plot this time. And also, let's get off a dolly. Like, let's get back into those like...
I don't know.
Like, the Royal Tenenbaums and then the Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou. There were moments when they took that camera and they were running with it.
Yeah,
like, those are good, like Wes Anderson-y moments that I want him to kind of go back to. I mean, for an espionage or something, like I can imagine a character panicking and then like, oh no, you forgot the gloves, and then it's like the camera's running with them. You know?
No, I mean, I'm willing to bet that those pieces are they're gonna turn to like stop motion animation or something. Like it did in the French Dispatch and
stuff. The thing is he's becoming a little too like I see the tricks too much now. We need to change up the tricks a little bit. Like I think it hit the pinnacle with the last one,
Asteroid City.
Like it was a culmination of all of those things that he's learned and he's put together as far as like creating these like framed compositions and all these things. Like let's just I don't know. I want to see him shake the camera a bit.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Because we already know he's got the like perfection down.
It's perfect. He's a master.
That's not going to go away. But yeah, no, like what stands out about Life Aquatic and Royal Tenenbaums is that kind of more grounded reality feel, even though it's very much like Wes Anderson still. It has like just a little bit more reality to
and it's fueled by panic, and you can feel when the camera moves, you're like, it instills panic into that moment, which is really nice, which is hard to get when you get those like, you know. And also, it's this thing where like, so now it's at a point where actors are acting like they're in a Wes Anderson film, when before you had like Gene Hackman and all these people who were just kind of acting the roles.
They crafted those roles, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the last two leads, Jason Schwartzman and Asteroid City, and then The French Dispatch was obviously like split up. But those two movies, like you say, everybody did feel like they were doing Wes Anderson. But yeah, like not since like Ralph Fiennes and The Grand Budapest, I would say, like has like the lead felt like more natural. He's so good at those kind of characters and those roles, and it does flow so much better. Like I said, Ralph Fiennes, you've got...
Now, hold on. You keep saying Ralph. Isn't it Rafe?
Rafe Fiennes. Yeah. My bad.
No.
No, it is Rafe.
Okay.
And then, like, George
we call out
Clooney...
Miguel all the time. I just want to make sure it all goes around, you know?
Say it right. Say it right.
That's right. Hey, Miguel, who directed Challengers?
As Luca Guadagnino. Hey.
Oh, Luca Guadagnino.
Hey.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Ray Fiennes when he was acting. Yes.
You know, George Clooney, Gene Hackman, etc. Blah. I made my point. But just like, it would be nice to see him.
I just want to say, this is the most like Luis and Ed start to a podcast where Miguel brings something in and they go, John Lithgow, fuck yourself, okay? And then immediately go into talking about Wes Anderson. And they're like, Miguel, be quiet for a second. Wes, the way he the dolly, I want to see the shaking of the camera. You're like, okay, all right, let me just sit back for a minute. I'll hang out. I think Wes Anderson movies are boring, so I'm going to go and just say that. I don't like those movies.
What about Fantastic Mr. Fox? Everybody loves that one.
Sure, that one's good. Okay,
there you go.
Name three more that I would like right now.
Roll Tenenbaums.
One more,
Ed.
The Grand Budapest.
My favorite one that he did was the anal plug pocket square. You guys ever watch that movie?
You're talking about the trailer? I mean the commercial?
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Ed's shirt. I just thought
that's a crocodile, you silly goose.
You silly goose.
I'm just giving you guys shit. Wes Anderson is just not my. He's
just
not
your cup of tea.
No, he's not my cup of tea. I really try.
Arture cinema.
What an interesting way to put that, because I don't love Star Wars. Yeah, sure. You know, and I have I seen some of his movies that I like? Absolutely. And I do remember that there was like a really early period in my life, like teenage years, where my friends would be like, let's watch this Wes Anderson movie. And I had to be like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. I love this.
But you were lying to yourself, right?
I was kind of lying to myself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
we've all been there.
Wes Anderson coming out this year, May 2025. Can't wait to see it. We're going to have it as a feature discussion. No, I'm kidding.
I just want to say,
updated ranking.
May 2025 is so much closer than fall 2025. Like you're saying, this year we're going to have a Wes Anderson movie. That's basically tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like you'll blink and May will be here.
Yeah.
We'll get a new Wes Anderson movie before we get GTA 6. Okay.
We've gotten like 3 or 4 Wes Anderson films before a new GTA 6.
I know.
Are you saying that we need to re-rank Wes Anderson movies in our next one?
Oh, I can't
we
wait.
just need to see where this one lands.
You missed out on that episode, so you didn't have to rank anybody. You know what I mean? You didn't have to rank anything.
For some reason, I was gone. Weird.
Yeah, weird. Yeah. There's some things I would swap around.
I think so too.
You know what? Speaking of GTA 6 not coming out yet, there are some games that are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And today we got some sneak peeks.
Yeah.
At Sony's State of Play. That came out today.
Ed, tell us all about State of Play.
They call that the State of Play. To me, that is just so boring sounding and serious. It's like, guys, hey, come on, we need to have a State of Play. Come on. This is literally where I'm going to just tune out and let you guys talk.
You know what's funny is that's true. The State of Play, and then there's Nintendo Direct. And what's the Xbox one?
God.
Showcase.
XY.
But then they used to have E3. E3 is gone now.
Right. So now everyone's like, we're going to do little like things every 6 months. Okay.
And I feel like we've talked about this before, but it's just like, no, for real. Every other weekend, it's another state of play. And it's just like, I just put it all together, like even D23 is once a year, like let me just get that once a year big moment.
We were talking about this at work too, because at the end of it all, somebody was like, well, that was disappointing. So it was just like, why is every state of play disappointing? Because they're doing too many in a year. Like,
you
just
took
wait.
The words right out of my mouth, Luis. Absolutely. It's just like every other week we're doing another big reveal for games that are kind of like middling, like no offense, but it's just like, it would be nice if I got those games packaged with bigger games on the big moment of the year.
And it's not like that game is coming out like next week. I mean, yes, occasionally there are like a game or two, but for the most part, it's like, see you in a year or two. And it's like, okay, well, if I'm waiting that long anyway, then let's just all collectively wait for a bigger reveal.
Yes, absolutely. 10 out of 10. Because I've seen some really big reveals on some of these things, and it's just like now they just don't really live up to them anymore. So, but you put some games on the list. I watched all the trailers for these, so I'm ready to talk about them. Ed clearly did. So,
Ed, talk about these games. No. Miguel, what's the first game you see here?
So, Sonic Racing. Can I talk about that real quick? 'Cause I have thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my son, oh my God, he's already getting on his phone. He's like, let me just mute myself and just like play on my phone. He's jerking off in the background with his. He got it in his face. Oh, sorry, I forgot we're on Twitch. So I'm going to talk about Sonic Racing. So my kid has become like a Sonic fan over the last year or so. We have watched all the movies. We played a couple games. Playing Sonic Frontiers on the PlayStation right now. That's one of his
really? Is he liking that?
He does, and I'm this is the point that I'm going to make this. When it comes to Sonic Racing or any Sonic game in general, I got to say something from the bottom of my heart, okay?
Okay.
And I hate that we started with Wes Anderson because here we are falling right into this. Guys, I just don't like Sonic. Okay, like they are not for me.
What about the movies? You don't like the Sonic movies?
The movies are fine because my son's watching them and he's having a good time. And so I like to sit down with him because he'll be like, "Oh my God, Dad, look!" And I'll be like, "Yeah, it's so fun." And he's having a good time, so I'm having a good time. And I tried to extend that to the video game as well. But like honestly, we were watching. I guess it was Sonic Frontiers. He was playing that, which is a slightly different platform than regular Sonic. But I was just sitting there going, like, Sonic's only power is that he runs fast, and like sometimes he'll zhoosh and he'll collect rings or whatever. And I'm just like, it's not a super interesting game, to be honest. You play one, you've played them all. And so when I was watching this trailer for Sonic Racing, all I kept thinking was, this is a Sonic game that's, guess what? It's Mario Kart. It's every other knockoff racing game from Mario Kart. You know what I mean? Because you could think Sony's had one, Sega's had one, Nickelodeon's had one.
Fortnite has one too with their racing game. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And by that point, it's just like, I get it. It's a really cheap, easy knockoff to do.
It's the same way how everybody was doing the fighting games. Like you have.
Whoa. Hang on. Yeah. To your point, yes, Luis. Yes, the fighting games are very easily duplicated. Ed, you're not going to unmute your mic and just like randomly be like, "Yeah, we have Sonic Racing."
We do. It's like.
Okay.
Okay, Ed, tell us all about it. You over here letting me talk so much shit.
It's obviously not as good as like Super Mario, and it's clearly trying to be. It's not as smooth or anything like that. But I got it for my daughter to be fun.
And is she having fun?
Is she?
No, it's a little hard with the PS4.
She's like, it's actually kind of a crap game, Daddy.
No, like she likes it, but the PS4 controllers make it a little hard.
Right.
She's still getting used to it. Don't make that face.
Guys, this is we're people who are listening to this on a Friday, we're streaming right now for the very first time. We actually have some comments on our stream over here talking about what we're talking about here. They're saying that Miguel, you agreed about the Sonic games. Crash Bandicoot was a racing game too.
Yes.
Disney Racing was another racing game.
Yes.
There you go.
But to shout out the Crash Bandicoot. So this was like, I'm an old head, right? The Crash Bandicoot one was like the Sony version that I played first before I even realized like Mario Kart was a game. So like to me, like Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing is like, oh, it's the pinnacle of racing games.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you like grow up a little bit and you see all the iterations of it. It's like, oh, okay, you know, like we're just like copying and pasting this format.
Yeah. But you know what? Sonic's on a high right now. Like all the kids are loving it. Your kids loving it. I think the movies have really lifted Sonic up to a different place outside of the games. Yeah.
Let me play a Sonic game though. Let me play like a Sonic movie game now, because I feel like my kid would eat that shit up. You know?
Oh yeah,
let it be Ben Schwartz Sonic universe.
Idris Elba. You know.
Kind of, yeah. Like the only Sonic game that I ever remember. This is my last. I'm done after this. The only Sonic game I ever remember playing was Sonic. Oh fuck, what's it called? It's like something adventures. It's where he's like skating down the road, and it's like, oh my god, I'm blanking on the chat knows. Chat, let me know what I'm talking about. Because it was like Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles was in that game too. I played it on the GameCube back in like 2003. All right, I was having a good time. And since then, God, man, Sonic has just not been a game for me. But I
know. I think I tried to play Sonic, and then it's a hard time for me. Some other games that have happened here. There's a game called Split Fiction. Ed, pay attention. Split Fiction. This is the same creator of It Takes Two. Ed, now if you don't know what It Takes Two is, it's a perfect game for partners to play. It's about a mom and dad who are about to divorce, and I know they're about to divorce, and then they shrink down into little dolls. And you and your partner have to work together to become real people again. But it's not just like, oh, let's just play together. You have to play together. You have to communicate, because there are certain things that you can't do that your partner has to do. And there's timing issues. And I've been doing it with Sarah. We have a fun time playing that game. And it's the same people who made that game. And you know what? Couch co-op games where you could play with somebody on the couch, there aren't that many. And so I feel like this is kind of exciting that we have another, game that couples could play. It's called Split Fiction. It's about two writers. One is a fantasy writer and one is a sci-fi writer, and they're coming together and they're doing shenanigans.
First off, I'm jumping in straight off of that to be like, that sounds amazing, because I also watched the trailer and it looked great. Okay, I loved playing It Takes Two. This one looked so much fun, and it was actually super compelling. And some actual tear-jerking moments, and I can't believe Ed is sitting there going, "Fuck,
what's it called? What's it called?
The game is called It Takes Two. That's the game you should play with Sarah.
About the divorce couple.
The divorce couple. Yeah, it has like
not about divorce. You fuck. It's about so much more than that. Okay, they're co-parenting. Okay. They're trying to like make this work, and they get sucked into this environment where they have to. I don't know if you know this, like parenting, marriage, life. It takes two. Do you get it? He's watching the trailer now. Mute yourself. I don't care.
Yeah, all right.
No, but Split Fiction looks so good. I think it looks like a lot of fun. It is kind of like a reiteration of the format they're already doing, but it's like, hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Don't fix it. Yeah, especially when there's not that many. Here on the chat popping out. We got Overcooked, also an equal couch co-op here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about that one. And then I have some 3 ones I just wanted to spitfire. Like, I don't even really want to like talk about it. I just want to tell you that they exist. Okay, there's this game called The Midnight Walk, and it's very Tim Burton-esque. I know, Miguel, you hate it. Ed, you might like it. There's another thing called Darwin's Paradox. It's about a squid. It's a very cute squid trying to escape. Did you put this family friendly? A family friendly?
Sorry, I put these notes here. You moved past the Tim Burton one. First off, the Midnight Walk is something that I think Ed might actually like. It's really cool. It's really creepy. I watched the trailer. What was fun about it is it looks like you're kind of keeping this flame alive throughout the game. It's a very like dark, scary setting. And these characters,
it's like Corpse's Bride or like Nightmare Before Christmas type of thing.
And like you're the main character, the main POV character, but you also have this like little alien side character, and you're just kind of like keeping fire alive in all of these levels. So it's a little bit of the game mechanic there. But like to Luis's point, it's Tim Burton-esque, and it feels like Ed would kind of like that. But Darwin's Paradox, I wrote, it's a family-friendly like Limbo / Inside. Have you guys ever played those games? Luis, you did.
I've known. I don't think I've played them, but I know of them. It's
it's like a platformer straight across. But they're very dark, very creepy. But
Little Nightmares, right? Too like Little Nightmares as well.
Very, very similar. Yes,
you're trying to go from point A to point B, and you have to sneak around without getting caught. Yeah.
Yes. But for my experience, like Limbo and Inside are very like they have the kind of very specific vibe that I got from Darwin's Paradox. But Darwin's Paradox is kind of like a cute, family-friendly version of that.
Yeah.
So I think those games are phenomenal. So if this game is anything like that, I'm
it would
down
be a
to
game
play.
that I feel like Lily and Forrest would like have a blast watching because they're like it's just a cute little animal that's scurrying across the screen.
And to bring Ed in, what's great about these games is they're short. You know what I mean? Like you can play them in an afternoon. And you could beat the whole game. If you were like, I'm going to play this game for 2-3 hours and I'm done, you're basically at the end of the game. And it's, you know what? Sometimes you can't even. Sometimes he just, he's like, you say something like 2 to 3 hours on a video game, and he's like, what? All right, I don't.
And that's incredibly short for a game. You know what I mean? I would kill for a 2 to 3 hour, 6 hour game, but instead I have 30 hours or 80 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another game that Ed would not play is Lost Soul Aside. It's a Dark Souls-like game. It's kind of like, Jedi Fallen Order. It's kind of like a Dark Souls-like game. It's that type of style. I don't know anything about this game, but I saw the trailer and I was like, this just looks cool. So that's why I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I just wanted to give it its flowers, even though it hasn't come out yet.
Love it.
All right.
Hey, that was Sony's State of Play.
State of Play. Now, Ed, tune in because this is gonna interest not only Miguel but you. Okay, coming soon corner. This is a game that's coming soon, and it's involving Wallace and Gromit. Okay, it is Power Wash Simulator, the Wallace and Gromit edition. Okay, Miguel, do you know what a Power Wash Simulator game is?
I absolutely know what that is.
Ed, do you know what a Power Wash Simulator game is? Guess. Just try.
Like you're power washing something?
Bingo, Ed. Good job.
Now you're going to be able to do it in a Wallace and Gromit world. Okay? This game.
Power washing?
What's great, Ed, hang on. Before you get into it, Ed, a simulator, depending on whatever people say before the word simulator.
I know what a simulator is. I just want that to be abundantly clear.
Okay, I'm not trying to over-explain it. I just want to tell you the vibe, okay? It's always just like a slice of life type game, okay? So it's like power washing, it's lawn mowing, it's a walking simulator, and it's a truck driving simulator. It is simply just like...
It says Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay,
it fucking does. Good job. You know what? And I'm just trying to set you up to kind of bring you into the world of what these games are. They are like smoke a joint and sit on your couch and play a game. Just like feel like you're in the real world and not at the same time.
They're cozy games is what we would call them. You turn your brain off. Yeah. Puff it up.
Okay, I'm down for that.
Puff it up, drink it up, power wash it up. You know what I mean? And then you're with the characters, Wallace and Gromit. You're cleaning their house. You're trying to go to the moon for cheese. Okay. So that's coming soon corner. I think that's coming in like a couple months. Now we're going to move on to our next discussion here. Trailer talk. Only one trailer we're going to talk about though. You guys know this trailer? Did you see this trailer? The trailer's called Friendship.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. It's Friendship, and it stars Paul Rudd. Okay. And it also stars Tim Robinson. You guys know Tim Robinson? He has that show on Netflix.
Detroiters, and I Think You Should Leave.
Yes. Very good. Yeah.
And
so
former cast member of SNL.
So it just blows my mind that when all of a sudden Ed locks into a conversation. You know what I mean? 5 seconds ago, he was like, I'm so bored. I don't want to talk about this. And then you mentioned...
I wanted to talk about Wallace and Gromit.
Did you though? No, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you, Ed. You actually taught me a lot here. So we got Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd, Kate Mara. Where has she been? Well, she's back. And it's coming out this May 2025, and it's released by A24.
Wow. May is turning into the month.
The
right
month
now.
to
You
come
got,
back to
you
theaters.
got Wes
okay?
Anderson and
man,
this
it's a May movie month. You know what I mean?
It's
Let's go.
So this movie, if you don't know Tim Robinson, he does like a lot of awkward comedy things, and so in this movie, it's like awkward but serious, but also a tinge of like thriller horror that's happening in the background, a little bit of mystery what's happening, because here on Wikipedia, it has one line sentence on the premise. Craig's life is disrupted by the arrival of a new neighbor.
Yep.
In the trailer, his wife is like, you should go make friends. And then he goes and makes friends with Paul Rudd and all these people. And it's almost very cultish like. And then after like a week or so, he's like, hey, man, I don't think we should be friends anymore. And then he's like, what?
You guys came on too strong.
Yeah, you guys came on too strong. And so it's kind of like the Banshees of Inisherin.
And like just like super fast speed. Like, how did we get here in 2 weeks, you know? I loved the thing that sold it on me was, first off, A24, Paul Rudd, Tim Robinson. I'm liking all these things. The reviews immediately, the very first review that came up was like, this is a nightmare. And you're like, whoa, okay. And then the next 6 reviews were all like, this is the most hilarious movie you'll ever see. And you're like, wait, can we go back to that nightmare part for a second? Like, why is it so scary? But no, it looks really good. I was into it right away. I'm definitely down to see this.
Cool.
You know what? Ed, we've done 144 episodes. You know what I mean? And the commentary you give us is that it's cool.
Keep moving.
God, I'm sorry it's so late.
I do want to see this. No, I'm glad you do want to see it. Because Miguel, you've been watching Detroiters, right?
I have.
But Luis, you haven't?
Oh, I choose not to.
Oh, what?
No, I'm kidding. No, I haven't seen it. I hear good things about it, and I'll put it on the list.
The thing that I'm mad about is how many times Luis is like, "Yeah, I'll put it on the list." Like, no, fucking just do it, okay? Like, watch one thing. Don't if I get one more goddamn Captain America gif where he's like, "I'll add it to my list." No, just do it, okay?
I don't have time. I have to sleep and eat.
No one has time. No one has time. We're all trying our best here.
You gotta pick and choose.
We run a pop culture podcast. Watch the thing.
I know.
And what's great is these Tim Robinson shows are all like 20 minutes long. Just watch one episode.
Steven is yelling at me. I can tell. He's like, just watch the fucking show. Detroiters, fine. You know what? I'll put it. You know what I was watching was Veep, but I'll abandon that. And I'll start watching Detroit.
But you've seen Veep.
I have seen Veep.
I mean,
Veep comfort food.
You watch one season of Veep and you get it. Like, no offense.
No, but I like
keep watching.
Yeah, let's not shit talk Veep.
Oh, all of a sudden Ed's fucking charged up, yeah? He says we're not gonna fucking talk about Veep like that.
20 episodes, I can do it. Let's see, where is it streaming? How about that?
Netflix.
Netflix.
It's already on there.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Okay, I'll come back. How about this? I'll come back with some Detroiter reviews. How about that? Friendship, check it out. Coming out in May. Check out Detroiters with me, and then we'll talk about it next week. But we're not going to talk about that now. We're going to move on to our feature discussion, the Super Bowl, and more importantly, the commercials, and more importantly, the trailers of those commercials. So, we're going down even a deeper rabbit hole. A place where you can all talk, Ed.
Before we get into the trailer talk, can I tell you something that I just absolutely hate? And it's very in line with like a typical trailer complaint from Miguel. Is let's say it's just a regular Monday, okay? And they're going to release a trailer on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
They release the teaser for the teaser on a Monday, and they go countdown to the trailer, and you're like, fuck you, okay? Just release the trailer. I was watching the Super Bowl, and the first trailer I think that I saw, I won't give it away too much, but the How to Train Your Dragon trailer, I called my son over. I said, oh my God, come over here. Come watch this trailer real quick. I saw like 10 seconds of that trailer, and they said, trailer online now. Go watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, fuck you. Okay. Like, what am I doing? I called him over and everything. He was like, was that it? And I was like, I guess I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, hold on. And I will say this, 2 things. One, yes, I agree. The 10-second, 15-second thing of like, turn in for the teaser coming out in 3 days. It's like, pop, 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 pop. That's annoying. But the Super Bowl, it's like cost millions and millions of dollars to put your commercial out there. So they can't put a fat 2 minute and 30-second trailer on there. Okay. They got to kick to the online trailer, which you get more exclusive content and visuals on that Super Bowl trailer, and you won't get those visuals in the online trailer. So you are getting exclusive sneak peek into that movie that you may not see online. Okay.
People don't know this, but Hollywood changed, Luis. And he used to agree with the regular folk of down here on the ground. Okay, but now it's okay to put your trailer online and do a teaser trailer for the trailer. I get it.
All right, so let's talk about these teasers for the teasers that are coming up. Mission Impossible 8. Ed.
Yeah. I'm excited for the movie, but I didn't watch it. Because, like you, Luis,
you're already locked in. You don't need to see anymore.
I'm locked in, and also, like, I did feel like the marketing for the last movie did it a disservice.
Yeah.
So I am trying to avoid it on a movie franchise that relies on its big, epic stunt moments. The less I see, the better, I think. So yes, I'm excited. I think
what we should start doing is assigning trailers to people, being like Ed and Luis don't want to watch Mission Impossible trailer. Miguel, you're the Mission Impossible trailer guy. Okay, guys. Hey, I watched it. It looked good.
But that's why I'm going to pass it to you right now, Miguel. What did you think of the Mission Impossible trailer?
Ass, just absolute trash. Just would not watch. No, it looked fun. I watched it tonight. I'm kind of hooked just on the line. I said it a couple weeks ago, but it's kind of corny, kind of cringy, whatever. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. But when he's
this mission is impossible.
No, when he's like, no, I know. This mission 8 and it's impossible. No, when he's just like, I need you to trust me one last time. I kind of feel it. Tom Cruise fucking delivers that line. It's like, yeah, let's do it one last time. Okay, this is the final reckoning. Okay. But no, I've seen these Mission Impossible trailers. I talked about it previously, where we should do like a Mission Impossible like trailer ranking. What's tough about Super Bowl trailers, because a lot of these trailers have already released, and so then they release like the Super Bowl format, and it's like, okay, I didn't quite get too much extra out of it. But this one looks great. I think it looks like a lot of fun. I want to watch these movies now. And I think Ed's a little bit of a bitch for not watching it. Okay.
You bring up a good point. That I feel like they've been releasing like the trailers to the trailer too soon before the Super Bowl even hits. Like, it kind of loses the mystique of it all.
Well, it's also
because I used to lock in for the commercials.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is now. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Well, I'm just agreeing. It's just like, because by the time they do air, you really are just like, I'm gonna go get that extra plate of nachos or something.
You ate a lot of nachos for the Super Bowl, huh? Ed? I could tell.
No, I fucking didn't. Yeah. I was watching How to Train Your Dragon.
But I think that's like the same thing about like teasing the teaser to the trailer before it comes out is all of a sudden in the last 5 or 6 years is Super Bowl trailers, commercials, they just come out on the internet.
Anyway, so why
a week in advance, and it's like I try not. To Ed's point, he didn't want to watch the Mission Impossible trailers. I was trying not to watch Super Bowl commercials. Like, can I just enjoy it when it happens? Like, can I be excited about it when it happens? No, because a week prior they're like, oh, so and so and so and so got together for. Oh, it's the When Harry Met Sally commercial, and you're like, okay, of course it is, and maybe that would have been fun in the moment. But no, I've already seen it, and
they've already spoiled it for you.
You've ruined the bit. It's like the bit is what is supposed to be funny, and it's like, let's have a good time with it.
It's a chip stopper, is what it is. You're in the middle of eating a chip, and then you're like, oh, did you see this? You know what I mean? And then you're looking at the Harry Met Sally, and then it catches your attention.
And maybe it's because we have our podcast, but we all are on social media, and we have a lot of our social medias, and so it's like Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Reddit. You know what I mean? They're all of a sudden they're like, and here's the commercial for the Super Bowl a week before it comes out.
Yeah.
So you don't even get a chance to like accidentally miss it before it comes out. You're just like, oh yeah, here it is.
On some sort of platform.
Exactly.
Like Instagram, TikTok, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whoa, were we just like, was this the podcast or were we just like venting for a second? Ooh, that felt so good. Let's get that out. But yeah, Mission Impossible. But there was also some other trailers here that look pretty good. That I'm assuming, Ed, you've seen some of these.
Yeah, some. We'll find out which. Stay tuned. Yeah. We're talking about. We're going down the list.
We're going down the list. Yeah, what's next on the list?
Ed, I tell you what, just intro this next one so that you can pretend you're on this podcast. Let's go.
Hey, Miguel Sanchez. What movie are you looking forward to?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Kate Bishop, what are we doing?
This feels like a team that's going to rise to the occasion.
It's the Thunderbolts Asterix.
Or
Or
you are a Thunderbolt.
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
Got some deep references here.
Now we're back on track. This is good. I'm ready to go. Okay. So, who's excited about this movie? Anyone?
I'm excited about Thunderbolts. I'm more excited about Thunderbolts than I am for Captain America. And you know what? I know Fantastic Four is like exciting because it's a return to like the family and things like that. But just I'm kind of excited for Thunderbolts. I'm here for it right now.
Can I tell you what is Captain America and Thunderbolts were two movies in the Marvel franchise that I was like, I don't know about these. Fantastic Four trailer came out and I was like, I'm getting excited again. But then I watched this trailer for Thunderbolts and I was like, well, hang on a second, that looked kind of good. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean it looked kind of good? Like all of a sudden I was intrigued.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I pulled a net on this one. I didn't watch this trailer.
Well, can I just tell you without spoiling? Or Ed can do it. Ed can spoil the shit out of it. Go ahead.
No, I was just major spoiler. I didn't watch it either.
Oh, great.
Okay, well, hold on, Ed. The thing is like you don't like Marvel as much as I do, and so it makes sense that you would.
I did watch it on silent just now, moments ago.
Okay. Well, the thing is like I'm already sold, so I don't want any more spoilers. And I clicked the link, and it was 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and I was like, man, that's going to reveal
a lot
more than I need. And the last teaser trailer, I was already hooked. So the other trailers that we're about to get into, I've seen. I'm going to say that was the only one that I didn't watch.
Okay. Well, can I just? How long into the episode are we? Do I have 5 seconds to talk about this trailer before we move on?
Yeah.
Because I watched it.
Good.
I want you to talk about it. Yeah,
okay.
Let's talk about it. I thought you and Ed were going to talk about it and have a good time.
No, I just like let's have a production meeting after this. Okay, so
put it on the
list. I actually watched the Thunderbolts trailer and it made me want to see this movie. Okay, I won't give too much away now for our listeners, who are the three of us on this podcast. But it's the Suicide Squad of the Marvel universe. Okay, we get it. We know that.
I was just about to say that the trailer definitely lends to those vibes.
I mean, you didn't watch it, so what are you talking about?
No, yeah, I did watch it. Like I just said, they introduced the when they cut to all the characters, instead of like saying like Florence Pugh, yada yada, they're listing off the character names.
So did you watch the trailer?
I just said I watched it.
So you watched it on dark mode in the void. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so I would just say it looks like a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of criticism that's going to come ahead of time before the movie, but like Captain America and this movie is, let's see how it goes. It could go one way or the other.
It also looks like they're doing a lot of things practically, which is, can we, like, I know it won't be fully practical because by the third act, there'll be a lot of CG going on. But what I'm trying to say is that on the last teaser trailer that I saw, it felt very like I was looking at real things, which I appreciated.
They're standing there in those costumes. You know how many Marvel costumes, by the way, now are those mocap suits? You know what I mean?
Bro, where don't even get me started about the Spider-Man mocap suit.
You know what I'm
saying? It's a fucking suit. Put it and make it and put it on him. Why are we CGIing a suit on him that could easily be crafted and made?
Tobey Maguire wore those threads, okay?
Andrew Garfield wore the second one. Looked good. That was a very good looking suit.
So a lot of these suits they're wearing them. So I'll give you that. But I think the premise is really good. I love the line that Julia Louis-Dreyfus says is that the Avengers are not coming. Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't know what we're gonna do. So yeah, is it kind of the Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. Absolutely, she's the Violet Davis. They're the Suicide Squad. I get it. But it's just I love this idea that we're in a world where the Avengers, which kind of like if you think about it, Avengers Endgame was all those years ago. The Avengers aren't coming. Like when was the last time we saw a true? And we should have had at least 2 Avengers movies since then, basically. But we haven't, and so I kind of like this thread line of like we don't have the Avengers and we need someone else. And I like that Yelena says, we're not superheroes. They're super soldiers or whatever, but they can't fly. They're not bulletproof. They're not whatever, and they have to go up against this kind of like Superman-esque bad guy who can do everything. And it's
oh wow, they show that in the trailer.
Well, they say it.
I know who it is.
No, but they don't show it. The whole CGI. Sorry, the graphics of like the Void. That's kind of like that's the theme of the character
the Void.
As well.
Yeah.
They're not.
Do they show the Void? No, they just reference it. Oh, I know who it is. Yeah. Okay.
No, obviously we all know, but I just mean that's the story. That's the theme of the trailer. Is like they're not showing you what's happening, but you understand that something is happening.
That was the character Steven Yeun was supposed to play,
which would have been great. But also, I think it's great. The guy that plays him now, his character in this movie is called Bob, and he was also Bob in Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, he was. That's Pullman boy.
Oh,
really?
Huh.
Yeah,
he looks really awkward and nice.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, Marvel Studios Thunderbolts Asterisk coming out.
Oh wait! Can I tell you one more thing real quick about that trailer? So the non-Captain America John Walker, is that his name? John Walker.
Yeah. Yes.
John Walker.
Okay. So just to spoil Falcon and Winter Soldier just very briefly, just real tiny thing, is he is not the Captain America anymore. He's like this dark Captain America, and he goes off the rails and he makes his own Captain America shield in that show. What I love about this trailer is they make a point to be like, that is not the true shield. It's not the vibranium shield. And he has this shot where he's like punching people, and it's like, do you remember in Free Willy when the whale's fin bent? You know what I mean? It's like his shield is bending like that. So every time he hits someone, it's just like, it's just
that's pretty great.
It's a really good sight gag. So I'm into it. I love it.
Wait to make that character who is a murderer into
kind of a likable character. There's even a shot where he's in a nursery with his baby in the crib, and he's reading his phone about how John Walker. He's reading like the news. John Walker's fall off from Captain America, and so he has his own motivations to like try to be better.
Be best.
You're gonna mock me when I try to say it. I don't even know why we try. Like and subscribe.
But I do think that is like I would like it true to maybe like the Suicide Squad. I'd like there to be like a grey character who maybe his motivations aren't aligned with the team, quote unquote.
Well, so this director, Jake Schreier, he also directed the limited series Beef, which had Steven Yeun, which makes sense why he wanted Steven to be in the movie.
Yeah, and that would have been good. Yeah.
And so if you've seen that show, you can see how there are some grayish characters and things are told between the two. And it's a good looking show. And so, hopefully he's able to translate that over to this movie.
Here.
He did direct an episode of Skeleton Crew, so there's that. But maybe he was just trying to get some money.
I would say Steven Yeun, he emailed Kevin Feige and was like, "I'm so sorry, I can't do this. It's not working. I need to step back."
Because it's schedule, right?
I hope that's okay. I think it was schedule. I think it was this, but you know what else is? I think that there's a potential that. Okay, I think there's a potential that Invincible is going to maybe make like a live action movie. And I wonder if like Steven Yeun was like, I could potentially be this character that I've already established. I don't want that chance. And play a character that's kind of like the reverse of that character, but equally as strong. So I could see Steven Yeun like kind of playing that game and being like, this isn't the right role for me right now. But he's a great actor, and I would love to see him in. So see how it goes.
Yeah. Florence Pugh playing Yelena, who replaced Black Widow. People wondering where she is. Well, she is dead, but the actor is in another movie, Jurassic World Rebirth. Did you guys see this trailer?
He is literally reborn.
That was a good segue, brother.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, no, whatever.
We talked about this last week, Luis. So go ahead.
It's the same old, same old. I'm on the same page. It's just like, what a letdown. What a letdown when you have like the writer from the original Jurassic Park coming in, and then the director of Godzilla, and then you get this, and it's like, oof.
It doesn't look good. I'll tell you this though. My wife told me the other day. She said, "Hey, Miguel, we watched Jurassic World 5 times. Why don't we just go see it?" And I was like, "What? I love that."
Like, that's exactly how that conversation went. How did it even come up?
Because I was saying how I thought the movie looked bad, and she was like, "Miguel, that other movie was bad, and we saw it 5 times." And I was like, "That's true. That's true. We did."
I mean, yeah.
And so it's
all right.
like,
Well, then
okay,
you can let us know how it is and if we should go see it.
I'll tell you, it looks fine.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It looked.
I mean, yeah. It would just be repeating myself from last week.
Yeah, go back to last week's episode, listen to them. I agree with them. So if you want to know my opinion, it's the same as theirs. Okay. The next movie here is How to Train Your Dragon. We were talking about Steven Yeun potentially wanting to play the real life action character of Invincible, and in How to Train Your Dragon,
what are we getting?
We get the same thing. We get what's it called? Gerard Butler. He's reprising his role as the dad of Hiccup. Yeah. And so he is like on cameras, and so he's there now. But Miguel, we were talking about this on the we were texting, and you were saying you're excited for this movie. Ed, you're on the other side. You say it's just like a remake. It just looks like 1-to-1.
It does look like
which
a
is
show.
Fair.
Which, like verbatim, like I had just watched the original this last weekend. I was like, man, they're really showing all of this movie.
Yeah, it is
basically. But with that said, like I think it, unlike some other remakes, I mean, maybe it has the potential to translate well into live action. I don't know. Like the dragons will be fun. Obviously, they're staying true to that animated style as far as the dragons go. They're not trying to be coy about it. I think it is just definitely going to be that. Like a lot of the dialogue from this trailer pulled straight out of the original.
Yeah.
So they're really just like, but maybe that means they're just putting more effort and attention on just making it translate into live action. Like the flight sequences have the potential to be a lot of fun.
And we know Ed loves a flight sequence.
I like it when they fly. I do.
So I like it when they fly. When they fly, they're the best dragons.
But yeah. So I mean, again, it's a fine line because like the dragons do look exactly like their animated counterparts. They are animated. Sorry, folks. Dragons are not real. Chris Nolan did not direct this. But yeah,
Okay, well, he also said the bomb was going to be real. We didn't have a nuclear bomb, so a little bit.
You were really hung up on that.
Don't start that conversation.
Saying, listen, we can't make those jokes again about he's going to bring a real live dragon into Odyssey, bro. It didn't happen in the freaking Oppenheimer, so abandon the joke.
To move on, okay.
I'm just saying you can't use that joke again because clearly he didn't have a bomb.
We know.
Okay.
We know.
We know he doesn't have a bomb.
Hold on, let me get my fan.
Ed, I would tell you this. To Ed's point, he said they just watched it. What I was saying in our text chat was we maybe watched like half that movie like 2 years ago. So it's kind of like out of the mind, out of the sight. And so I feel like Forrest, my son, he sees the character, the dragon, a little bit here and there, and he gets excited. And when I was watching the trailer, the actual full trailer, I was like, you know what? He's not going to pick up on the fact that this is like a shot-for-shot, word-for-word remake.
No,
it's going to feel very new to him. And I thought some of those dragon moments were very like, whoa, okay, we're kind of like, we're locked in right now. In the same way, I've said it before, but one of his first Disney movies was like the live-action remake of Lion King. And I know we have thoughts on that.
We've talked about it so many times.
I promise you I'm a good parent, but like his first like live action movie was Lion King, and that was kind of the first one he saw before the cartoon. And so I just kind of think this can work for him, and we will be excited.
And it's not Disney doing it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think it's like the one maybe plus that DreamWorks isn't known for.
And let's see
theirs.
Yeah, how they do it. Like
maybe there's a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe
they're going to copy the formula. We don't know.
I'm not saying it's justified, but it's just. If anything, like genuinely, I'm a big fan of the first How to Train Your Dragon. Even the second one's pretty good. And I'll give it a try because I know that my child is gonna want to see it. So it would be a cool cinematically as potential to be a kind of cool ride. They're about to build a whole fucking world.
And that's the other thing. Yeah.
What was it, Universal?
It's at the Epic Universe in Florida. They're creating a whole new park with 5 little portals to little areas, and one of them is the How to Train Your Dragon universe.
I tell you this: 6 or 7 years ago, I went to Disney and I went to the Avatar world, Pandora, and I did all those Avatar rides. And then I saw Avatar 2, and all of a sudden I bought in. Okay, so if my son wants to watch How to Train Your Dragon live action, and then we go to the parks. And we get to meet the dragon. Like this could really solidify some.
I posted on our story. They had an aerial view of like one of those little like in-person dragons. Did you see that on the story?
I thought it was I thought it was like 1 or 2 people in the suit. But you're telling me it's an animatronic?
I think it's I don't know. It might be a person in the suit or an animatronic, but it is pretty cool to see it like kind of come to life for like a theme park of it all. But you're right. I think it's for, anyone who hasn't seen the cartoons. It makes sense. Listen, they're just doing the Disney plan. Let's bring it back. It's been a while since the kids have seen the animated movie. We'll make money. We'll milk this cow, and we'll do it again in a couple years. You know, I'm not particularly. It's business.
It's
business.
You know,
and I'm not going to watch it.
It's not for us.
It's not for me. You know what I mean? And I don't even think that some of the production, like some of the shots kind of look good, but some of it doesn't. Like the famous shot of this one.
Yeah, where he touches the dragon.
It looks like the purple light that's splashing on him. It just looks like cheap. It looks like a Disney Plus kind of setup. And it doesn't have that hard light, old film look to it. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in a lot of these movies that we're going to talk about, but it's going to matter to people outside of me, and I acknowledge that now. You know what I mean? These movies aren't for me, but it will hit for other people.
I just want to say I totally 10,000% understand what you're saying, Louis. Because yes, it's like it doesn't look good to my taste. I don't want to enjoy it.
But
I'm not going to go for it. Can I tell you something?
Your kid's going to like it.
And you know what, Louis? Actually, what you should do is you should fly to Disney, okay? And you should. I'm being for real. I'm being for real. Take my kid to go see this and tell me you don't enjoy them. You know what I mean? Like it's something about seeing the world through like this young, youthful child eyes, and then it just makes you go like, yeah, that was. You know,
I'd be like, actually, if you realize the life,
are you stupid? That dragon's not real. No, I know. I
preferred the original.
You think you know about dragons? Watch Game of Thrones, okay? No, I get it. But there is something about just like enjoying those moments. Did I love Lightyear? No, but was it one of my favorite, most memorable movies I've ever seen?
My number one box office pick.
Talking about The Lion King.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring that up for you, Louis. We all remember what you thought, but you guys get it. You guys get it. All right, moving on.
We got 2 more left to go here. To animate, well, whatever. Smurfs.
We don't have to talk about this next one.
I would move on.
I just the only thing you really have to say is Rihanna's back in the cinematic world.
Can I tell you how many people?
She went from Battleship to Smurfs.
Smurfs.
Okay.
Oh, she's like in other stuff, but yeah.
What else has she been in?
She was on that one like 1,000 the something of 10,000 planets.
You're talking about that Dane DeHaan and
Valerian, yeah.
Valerian. Yeah. She was in that movie. She had red hair in that movie. You guys remember? Red hair Rihanna? Come on, I think about that every day.
How could you forget? Valerian, the
of 1,000 dreads or whatever.
The city of 1,000 planets.
She was also in that animated Home. Oh, she was in Ocean's 8. That's right.
See, see, Louis, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. All right.
Maybe. Okay, so that was it, and then the next one is a Lilo and Stitch. They just, it's just Lilo running around the football field, and then that's it.
Can I just say, to throw in a curveball here, I'm getting excited about the Lilo and Stitch movie because I told you guys a while back that I'm kind of glad they're doing the same marketing as the original movie, where they're just going to have Stitch show up and be destructive, and that's exactly what they did here. They didn't show the movie. They just showed Stitch running around creating havoc.
He steals a
golf cart and he runs into the goalpost. It's funny. And he's like, "Visa, gotta visa!" And everybody loves it.
Don't you think that's indicative of how bad that movie's going to be, that they're not showing clips from the movie? They're only doing these viral marketing things to get you to your butts in the seats?
Well, it just mixes it up. At least I'm not watching a play-by-play trailer where I already know what's going to happen.
I don't think
I
that
know
is
what's going to happen in Lilo and Stitch.
Basic bitch. Okay.
I don't think. Okay, I will look as much. I don't know if I like the movie, but I will say I don't know if it's indicative. I think it's a smart marketing move. I do think that, especially if you're not into Lilo and Stitch,
guys.
I get it.
You're smart enough to know that this movie is just going to be another play-by-play live action movie.
Of course.
Do you think they're going to really change the formula? No. So all you're saying is you enjoy the marketing. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. Let me just
also, I think it's funny that Ed sent us this trailer 2 days after the Super Bowl, and as if we weren't watching the Super Bowl when it was happening.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, you guys said yourselves you missed some of the commercials.
I did.
But,
that's true.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so shut up. I did watch all of the commercials. Actually.
I just think it's so funny that Ed, you will just lock into something, and it's just okay, this is what we're locking into. but then you sit here and you tell Ed any other 9 out of 10 things that you're like, I'm interested in this. He goes, okay, all right, Miguel. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a good movie by any means.
I just think that if Miguel can endure our Oscar talk, that you should do the same for Miguel's passions.
Thank you.
I do.
I appreciate that. That's good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Will I watch Lilo and Stitch? I don't know. My son hasn't even watched the cartoon movie. Let's start there. Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe.
I have a ranking. I ranked my Super Bowl commercials. I'm just going to spit them out real quick. All right.
Do it.
All right, here. Okay. Number 1, the Banshees of Inisherin commercials. I loved those. This is my number 1. Okay. Having what's his name come back is your favorite. What's his name?
Colin Farrell.
No, the other one.
Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan. Yeah, him riding his donkey, passing out little laptops around. I can't believe that we live in a society that we're doing a Banshees of Inisherin commercial on a Super Bowl. So that's my number 1. Number 2 is the Seal as Seal, the Mountain Dew commercial.
Number 2?
Yes, because it would be number 1. Okay, are you telling me that
would be number 1?
You're telling me that someone pitched a Banshees of Inisherin to a board and someone said yes? I mean, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, that you take this movie that probably the majority of America has not seen.
No.
And then they're like, yeah, let's throw it in there. That is insane. What could be a comparable movie?
But hang on. No, I get that. I'm surprised that Seal is number 2.
Well, I think I'm more shocked about the behind the scenes production side of how they could get Banshees of Inisherin to be greenlit as an idea. That alone makes it my number 1. I never would have ever thought that was going to happen. Okay. So yes, number 2 is Seal, but really that's number 1. You're right. So that's the best performative. Number 3 is the Willem Dafoe Ultra Hustle, when he's the Challengers type of remix, him and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Love it. The next one is Jeremy Strong in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial, where he's trying to be method acting, and he's like, I need another hour in here with the coffee. Love that.
But he comes out. It's a Dune reference also, where he comes out of the black goo.
Okay, that's very good. I didn't catch it. And then the 5th thing is It was a commentary on Jeremy Strong's approach to acting. That is well known.
I know.
Or he says it's not method.
And then the Walter Goggins one. That one's like, it's like,
that one was all right.
But that's why it's my number 5, Ed. Okay, that's why it's my number 5.
Okay. I'm going to give a shout out to, we were talking about him earlier, Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson doing the Totino's Pizza Rolls.
I forgot about that one. That one's in there. Well, goodbye, Walter. Let's put in the Totino's one. There you go.
That was a good one.
Okay, good. Glad we agree. I thought, like, man, Ben Affleck is just kind of bored out of his mind because he is going 100% in that Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Let me tell you this, Ed. Let me tell you this. Any one of us on this podcast, Dunkin' Donuts comes to Luis, Ed, Miguel, any one of us, and they go, hey, I will pay you $1 million to do this Dunkin' Donuts commercial and leave the podcast. And you'd be like, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean?
It's like, hey, Ben, you know how, like, you're from Boston? We want you to lean into that hard. So hard.
Well, I mean, come on. It works, okay? They got his brother, too.
Yeah.
Matty Affleck or whatever his name is.
Casey.
That's it.
Casey.
He was problematic for a bit, but now he's back. I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, coming out of the darkness, I see. All right.
I don't want to talk Casey. About that. Well,
now we're going to get into what we're into. Miguel.
Yeah.
What have you been into?
Oh my God. I can't believe we're even at this point in the podcast.
This is the last thing, baby.
All right. So you guys, I finally played a new game. You guys, I've been playing Fortnite. Rivals has been on my radar, but this is an old game. It's been around for a while, but I had a friend, shout out Eric, friend of the podcast. He was like, hey, if you ever want to play Overwatch, I want to play Overwatch as well. 2, you could say.
Yeah.
So I texted him and said, yeah, I'm down to go. I'm ready to go. And I was telling Luis earlier, I fell asleep trying to put my kid to bed, and then I woke up to a text from Eric, and he was like, I'm on. I was like, oh shit, I got to run downstairs. Quick little side note, I had to create an account. I had already downloaded the game, had to create an account, and then you guys know when you create an account and they have to like confirm you're not a robot, and they go like, hey, pick a picture 1, 2, you're done.
Yeah.
I had to create an account and confirm I was not a robot. And they go, can you solve 17 math problems real quick?
No, you're kidding me.
I swear to God, no. And I was like, how many? And they were like, all of them. And then I did it all, and then I missed one of them. And they were like, bitch, do them again. And I was like, all of them? I have to do all of them again? And he was like, I'm on the game. Where are you? And I was like, I'm fucking solving math problems. Like, give me a second. And it took me like half an hour, and I finally logged into this game. And I did like math problems. I did audio problems. I ended up logging into the PlayStation and doing it through like the console because like my phone should just do it. But no, I had to do it through the console. So anyway, all that to say is I finally played Overwatch 2 with my good friend Eric. Okay.
Nice.
And when I finally logged in, he goes, yeah, I was playing. He was like, you remember all those friends we played Fortnite with 2 months ago? I was like, yeah, those guys, they were really good. He was like, yeah, they all hopped off when they found out this was your first time playing Overwatch. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That hurts.
That's mean.
That's kind of fucked up.
I'll tell you what, though. Have any of you played Overwatch? Because all of a sudden, I got it. I immediately understood. I was like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm not good at this game. And they were like, they're in Texas. So they were already like an hour and a half behind.
Yeah.
Me. And they were like, I'm not staying up for this guy to figure out how to play this game. But I tell you all this is I finally played the game, and he was so good. And Luis, I wanted to say this earlier, is Ed, this is not a game for you simply because for me, I can't get my kid down at a certain time, and I'm sure it's the same way for you. This is one of the only games where if you leave, let's say all three of us hopped on Overwatch right now tonight, and then 5 seconds later, my kid goes, Daddy, and I had to hop off. Hey guys, I'll see you in a second. I have to hop off. I would be penalized for hopping off that early. They would be like, you're banned for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And if you do it enough times, they'll be like, you're banned for a whole day. Because like once you log into a match, you better be fucking ready to go. And so this is all Eric teaching me all these things. I was like, oh fuck, I better be locked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but all of that to say, logging in, staying logged on. Guys, kind of a fun.
Okay? Yeah.
And I do think it's a fun game. I do think we would have a good time. It is definitely not Fortnite. Okay. It is like a team-based game. You have to all be your roles. You have to all be ready to go. What I loved was Eric gave me the opportunity to play a couple times and like switch roles so I could like figure out what was.
You could be like the tank, or you can be the healer. You could be the whatever.
Exactly. The soldier or whatever they call it.
And
it was
I forget the name.
No.
Yeah.
We'll pause.
I would love the guidance of someone like Eric to help me out, because I know it's similar to kind of Rivals, but it's just the whole chess piece of it all. Like I don't know where I need to be. I don't know who I need to go to. Yeah. I don't know what I need to stand. And there's so much happening around, right? Like there's so many people on the map.
We played a couple matches, like real world matches, but we also played some AI matches with like just like the robot to teach me. And by the end of it, after like an hour and a half, I was like, I get it. I would have hopped off too if someone told me, hey, this was my first time playing this game. I would have been like, yeah, I'll catch you later. You know, like it's just, it's a lot to take in. And then I had to be like, can we play Fortnite for like 15 minutes before I go to bed? Because like, I know how to play that game.
Yeah.
Luis, you'll know this. You know how you play a game, whatever, like, let's say you're going from whatever two games where sprint is one button and then you hop over to the next game and sprint's a totally different button.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, wait, where am I? What's my ecosystem? That's how it felt going from like Overwatch to Fortnite.
Yeah.
God, I'm so drunk.
It's funny that you mentioned Last of Us, because I was going to mention The Last of Us, because when I switched, I was playing Fortnite a lot, and then I started playing Last of Us. And in Fortnite, when someone's trying to shoot you down, what I do is I run and I jump. I run and I jump. You know, like that's kind of my move. Yeah. I try to do that in The Last of Us, and that is not how it works. That's not how
you play. That's a totally different game.
And it's like I'm barely even hopping off like an inch off the floor, and I'm not even moving fast enough, and I immediately get knocked down. And it's, you know, in Fortnite that works, but in The Last of Us it doesn't. And it's just like that.
So when you hop, you got to be ready to go. You got to be like adaptive to these new games. So, hey, like and subscribe on Twitch too, baby. We're back there. Okay.
Catch us next week. We'll talk about some more nerd shit. Find out what it is. I don't know what it's going to be, but until then, it's been me, Louis G, and with me's been
Mickey Smalls
and Eddie B.
And until next time.
Don't rub your eye. Don't rub your eye on the outro. If you could wait, if you could just be like, and next time. Thank you guys for listening. We were 25 seconds away from ending the podcast. He had to be like, let me rub my eye really deep.
I was like, did half of the frame freeze? I got like a little lazy eye. Oh, man.
All right, later, Gators.
And then...